What's good, everybody? This is Bagman Ejay coming back at you again with another video. And man, let me tell you something. This video here blew my mind. None other than Dr. Umar took a trip down to Australia to be on a podcast with a beautiful young lady. You know, everything was going good between the two of them until she decided to take the conversation to Black love. She was expecting Dr. Umar to do his usual queen, mother, goddess, ego stroke situation. That took a turn that she wasn't expecting, and it became painfully obvious that she was visibly perturbed. Before we get into that, right, I want you guys to go ahead and do me a favor. Hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell so that way you can stay up to date when I drop new content. Let's go.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the bulk of this topic, because I know we don't have that much time. I wanted to talk to you about Black love.
Yes.
I feel like there is a war between Black men and Black women.
Mm-hmm.
I think that a lot of the dilemmas that get sent in from my listeners talk about, you know, it's about women talking about struggling to find a man, struggling to date.
Struggling to find what kind of man?
To find a Black man.
What kind of Black man?
What do you mean, what kind of Black man?
What kind of Black man? Struggling to find what kind of Black man?
Okay, let's talk about it.
Black men all in Australia.
No, we have.
So what kind of Black men are you struggling to find? Are you struggling to find a millionaire? Are you struggling to find somebody who's 6'3" with a six-pack stomach?
No.
Are you struggling to find someone who can finance a European expensive materialistic lifestyle?
No.
What kind of Black man are you struggling to find?
Let's talk about the culture in Australia versus the culture in America. I don't think it is quite different. It is.
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
It is. I think now we're being more influenced.
One of the biggest mistakes that I find in the diaspora is we swear we're so randomly different. As probably the most traveled African in the Western Hemisphere, we're not that significantly different.
No, but we
there
are.
Might be something new. No, we're not. No, we're not.
I don't think Black women. Okay, let's talk about it, because I'm getting dilemmas where women are talking about they're successful, they're in their careers, and they're looking for a decent guy. They're not asking for a man to earn triple the amount that he's earning.
Is decent? Give me 3 criteria for decent. I'm a psychologist. You must define the term.
I am so surprised, man. I'll be the first to admit it. I am completely shocked. I didn't think Dr. Umar had it in him. I had him pegged as a panda bear. You know, his usual bag of the queen, mother, goddess, earth mother, ego stroke, all that there. But here it is. He's asking for accountability, it seems. Wow.
Give me 3 criteria for decent.
So he's emotionally intelligent.
Emotionally intelligent.
Okay.
Assuming she is as well.
He is a provider. So he's able to, or he has a decent job. They're on the same.
What is a decent job? Define the term.
He makes an amount that is in the same tax bracket as the woman. Let's just say that. The same tax bracket.
Okay.
Emotionally intelligent.
Financial equity.
Yes.
Okay.
I would just say he's a provider, he's nurturing, and he cares to build a family with her.
Okay.
She looks perturbed.
And the question?
And the question is, women are struggling to find men that they can date.
Okay. Couple things. Number 1, Black women cannot, shall not, should not expect a Black man to be able to provide them with the same type of a lifestyle that a Caucasian can provide for the white female. Because the Caucasian benefits from white privilege, the Black man suffers from white racism. So
that part right there. That part right there is the part that seems to go clear over some women's head. Look at the conditions under which we exist in America. They're in Australia, right? But the same similar conditions nonetheless for melanated peoples, right? Not trying to play the oppression Olympics. Everybody has their struggles. But if you're gonna go ahead and claim that you only want to deal with a certain group of people, you have to be realistic about the conditions under which they exist. Especially if, lady, y'all try to use those same conditions for reasons why we need to be understanding of things like your attitude and your particular insecurities and yada, yada, yada. Man, let's go.
No sister should be looking for a European equivalent or an African equivalent of a European. A Black man has to work twice as hard to get half as much. So although I can appreciate the financial equity, but if you are a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, as an African woman in Australia or America or the UK or Toronto or Johannesburg, looking for a Black man who has financial equity with your type of career success, that's going to be difficult.
Especially if you priced yourself out of the market, right? We have these ladies that's trying to go 60, 70, 80, right? And they demand that a man makes that much. Now, the part that makes that crazy for black women is that black men aren't giving black men these particular jobs. You might want to be realistic about what's going on and then build with him. I'm just saying.
You might got to tone it down a little bit. What I find as a therapist who
Talk to
works with couples, married, divorced, and otherwise, too often black women prioritize a man's income over his masculinity.
Talk to
Meaning
him.
he might can provide. He's willing to help with those children. He will nurture you, look out for you, but he might not be able to put you in a Mercedes. He might not be able to help you with that $1 million mortgage. And I've seen black women turn down good men, very good men, because he didn't have the economics, but he had everything else. Sisters need to be careful not to fall into this European narrative of judging men primarily by how much they make.
I can agree with that. I think that these are two extreme scenarios here. Because I think if a man we're talking about financial equity, if he is making enough to build a household with you, to be a leader in the household, I think women are okay with that. I think that's not what they're getting. I think they're getting the other end of the spectrum. That's what we're hearing. You know what I mean?
Would you have a problem if you met a man who made half of what you made or a third of what you made, but he had a financial vision of an empire, a business, some sort of an entrepreneurial undertaking?
See, I think that's dangerous.
Stay with me.
I think that's dangerous.
Let me finish it, and then I want you to respond. And he needed you to help invest in his dream. And he gave you a definitive timeline. He said, give me 12 months or 24, no more than that. If you invest in me, I promise you what I'm going to build will equal where you are. Would you have a problem investing in him?
Look, before she gives her answer, I'm going to say, in my opinion, I got to feel that she's going to say no, especially when you look at her face. Look at her. She's thinking a little too hard on it. Modern women have no problem going into debt for that degree with no guarantee that they're going to get a job, right? But they have a problem with going ahead and investing in a man to build the future that they both desire. If it's not a career or a job, she's not going to invest in you. In most cases. Let's see what she says.
What does investing in him mean?
Let's say he needed $700 a month to help fuel this dream. He needed $700 for 24 months. Could you do it? You're reluctant.
I am reluctant because what's the guarantee?
There is no guarantees in love. There is no guarantees in romance.
And also, I think context matters. How long have we been together?
I agree.
You know, if it's just a guy that I met last year and all of a sudden he has these dreams and he wants me to fund it.
Y'all been dating for about 2 years. You like him. There might even be some love there. And he's saying
there might be some love there is crazy. There has to be some love there.
Let's say there
is. Has to be a future there. And I think that's what I'm saying. Context matters. If I see myself with this man.
But you didn't answer the question. Let's say all those things are there. Will you financially invest in him?
Nah.
Be honest, my queen.
Umar, no, bruh. See?
They already answered for you. They said hell to the nizzo.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Why not, though? Why do you have a problem with that? Given the atmosphere of racism and economic oppression that black men suffer in Australia, why would you have a problem investing in your king?
But what are black men subject to that women are not? We're going through the same thing.
True, but it operates differently. The racism against black men is significantly more aggressive than the racism against black women. Now, I don't want to get into an oppression Olympics because I agree with you. We all suffer and we suffer together. But a man's primary responsibility is to be a provider. And we don't feel adequate as men when we can't provide. So your king, who you love, who you've been dating for 2 or 3 years, is saying, baby, invest in me for these 18 to 24 months. And I promise you I will cross that finish line. You're still reluctant.
I'm reluctant. I'm reluctant. As my husband, if we were married and something like that happened, of course, I would be open to doing that.
But would you be open to even marrying him if he was not the provider you needed him to be? He's saying, help me level up so I can become the person you want to marry. He's asking you to help him level up.
I think.
Let me tell you why you're reluctant. And I don't have a problem with your reluctance, but I want to explain something.
Okay.
And I want all my young sisters to hear me. A big difference between the snow bunny and the African queen is the snow bunny will find a black man in progress. She will find him on the job. She will find him on the university. And that snow bunny will see a black man with potential and she will invest in him. She will help him level up. And then when the sisters see him 5 years ago, 5 years later, he's a millionaire. And the sisters say, look at that sellout. He went and got a white girl. But guess what? When he was looking for a sister to help him level up, to invest in him, none of them wanted it. You know why? Too many black women want a finished product. Black women have to, stay with me.
She disagrees.
Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us. Help him level up. Stay with me. Help him level up and become what you need him to be. Because the big reason why these snow bunnies are running off with black men is they're meeting them when they have nothing, but they believe in their vision. And black women are waiting for him to cross the finish line. And by the time he crosses the finish line, the snow bunny done snatched him already.
Wow. Okay, ladies, listen. King Kong of Pan-Africanism has told you, lay down the law. Now you understand why. Don't come back here with these excuses saying that, oh, it's just about preference. Most men that I know of who are dating outside of the race, they're doing so because they exhausted all available options within. We can argue about it, right? Now, there may be exceptions where it was just about options or love is love, whatever they say, right? But for the vast majority of the black guys I know that's out here doing what they do, they went with who was willing to work with them.
Agree, and I think that I'm basing it on case studies. I've seen I know black women. I'm friends with black women. You know, when I see the dating issues that happen. Sorry, the mic.
No, we good. Go ahead. We good.
It's never that. It's never that they don't want to invest. It's actually the opposite. Black women are willing to be in relationships with men that are still leveling up, that are still working their way up. And then
yet you were reluctant. So why are they different from you?
Oh,
well, maybe because I've been through that and now I'm not trying to do that right now. Do you know what I mean? I've been through a relationship where I have supported someone and it went really badly for me. You know what I mean? So for me now, I'm not looking to, I don't need to coddle a man and be there. And I've worked my way up the same way.
Investing in a man is not coddling.
I don't think you need to invest.
Exactly.
I don't think it's necessary in that way. Why is it only financial investment? Why is it only financial investment?
Well, no, that's what he's asking for, because at the end of the day, you just said yourself, financial equity is a major concern for women.
Yeah.
So it has to be financial equity or investment, because that's what a lot of women are looking for from their men. Y'all want economic parity, and I don't have a problem with y'all wanting economic parity.
What are you
I'm simply saying
it?
with the obstacles facing black men in Australia, the US, or any other white society, it comes with a lot of obstacles for us to get there, and it's unrealistic to expect me to be where you are when you are not considered the threat that I am.
Ooh.
Sorry, I need to process this, because
I
think
Take a deep breath. King Kong is here.
She probably figured that Umar was gonna come out here and do his usual thing, you know, kiss her ass, make her feel good, provide that ego stroke that she needs. But instead, Dr. Umar decided to choose violence, verbally, of course, whop upside her head with some unadulterated wisdom. I don't know. I think maybe Dr. Umar is starting to slip into the MRA side of the game, you know, the Ibmore side of the game. I don't know. Is he about to hang up his panda boots?